Howdy. I'm Maddie. Welcome to the stream. Real quick, for anyone watching the VOD on YouTube, this is not a tutorial. I don't know what I'm doing. Please go elsewhere to learn how to use this program properly. I'm guessing. With that said, hi, I'm Deer. We're gonna draw guns today. It's been a long time since I've drawn firearms on stream. We're gonna do it. I have a pretty simple goal today. We're gonna draw a Keltec P32, a little pocket pistol. You know, I own one of them. They're cute, and yeah, you know, it's tiny, so it should hopefully be easy to draw. I forget how long it took me to draw. I've drawn the Keltec P32 before in pixel art, and I should probably pull up that drawing first. So here it is. Bam. Alright. Yeah. So this is what we're going to be drawing today. The Keltec P32. So you can see I've already drawn this gun in pixel art before. But we're going to be drawing it at a different scale. So this drawing is in gun bucket scale, which is a part of ship bucket scale, SHIP bucket. And ship bucket is like a collection of different scales. You know, it's like a big community, and there's like a bunch of different like scales in it. It's basically like a unified pixel art style and scale sets, basically. So everything is drawn in the same very simple art style. There's no shading, no dithering, you know, very limited color palettes. You only get like 4 to 7 shades per color to work with. You can do whatever colors you want. It's just like you can't use too many shades of whatever colors you want, basically. And that way it's very easy for other people to take those drawings and edit them and make their own in the same style and all that stuff. So it's a very approachable art style. And with the goal being to have a whole bunch of different drawings of a whole bunch of different things that are all in the same scales, so that you can take those drawings and compare them. And like compare the size of things and stuff. So it starts as like a thing for ships, and there's a whole bunch of other categories for other things, including guns, which is what I'm interested in. Hi, Potato. Hi, Patfa. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, so I drew. So gun bucket scale is I think the second firearms specific scale in ship bucket community. The first one being weapon bucket, which is really tiny. I forget what the exact scale is of that. Gun bucket is a bigger scale. It's every 20 pixels is 1 inch in gun bucket. But today we're going to be drawing in pistol bucket, which is intended to be in between weapon bucket and gun bucket. So pistol bucket is every 500 pixels is 1 meter. Yeah, so we're going to be drawing this guy, but smaller. Which honestly probably isn't going to take that long. Actually, now that I've pulled this, I'm probably going to have to start drawing something else, because we're probably going to figure that out and have that done in not that much time. So I'll need to pick out another gun for us to draw. Probably, I don't know, I'll see how long it takes me to draw the P32 in pistol bucket scale, and then we'll work from there. Yeah, so file, new, size it wants to put us in. Let's go ahead and get our template. Oh, dragging that in, created a new one. Yeah. So, this program is called PixiEditor. P-I-X-I editor. And, excuse me, oh boy. I picked this up. I've been using GIMP before, so I drew this image in GIMP, which is, you know, a free image editing and art program. And PixiEditor is another free image editing and art program. And I picked it up because GIMP isn't really designed for pixel art specifically. GIMP is, you know, it's meant to be like a sort of Photoshop competitor, or mainly, or I think it's like what it's mostly for. So you can do pixel art with it, but there's a few things that are off about it, such as text. Trying to type out text in pixel art is a pain in GIMP, because the spacing between characters is fucked. So you can see here, you know, I've got like 1 or 2 pixels in between all of these letters. By default, like some of these letters are touching in GIMP, and others have way too much of a space between them, and so you have to edit your text. And that's fine for like a single word, like my name. But if you're trying to type out a whole paragraph, which Pistol Bucket has this nice little box here in the template where you're supposed to type out a whole paragraph, it's a huge pain in the butt. So I got PixiEditor specifically just so I could type out the text. And then I realized that it has other features that would actually be really beneficial for pixel art, such as the ability to have a reference layer. So we're gonna do that real quick. Can y'all see my files pull up when I do that? No, you don't see that. Okay, good. Yeah. Actually, do I even have... No, I need to... Can I drag an image into this? Will that work? No, okay. I'm gonna have to download this image. Which is fine. P32. Ah. Okay. You are missing the Gen 1 with Cursed Red Dot. Of course. That's that beautiful creation. Absolute peak conceal carry. I'm putting a... What company was that red dot from? With the battery that's designed to hang off the back of the slide. The dot can be as small, the housing for the dot can be as small as possible. Just slapping that on a P32. Loophole. Of course it's Loophole. Loophole always does crazy, wacky shit, and then they discontinue it immediately before anyone has a chance to actually buy it. Because they're silly like that. Okay. Here we go. So we have this reference image, and what's great is that the reference image is a higher resolution than my drawing image. So you can see that. Look at that. Look. It's smaller than the drawing image. If I wanted to do this in GIMP, it's a huge pain in the ass. Delta Point Micro. Yeah, so in GIMP, if I want to have a reference image that's a bigger resolution than my drawing image, what I have to do is I have to take the image that I want to use as my reference, scale it to be the same. I have to position it in such a way that when I scale it down, it'll line up with my drawing, and then I have to cancel the scale down, draw some pixels, scale it down, but don't actually accept the scale down, and then use the overlay to preview it, and then cancel the scale down. It's a huge hassle, basically. I have to go back and forth scaling and unscaling the image, because if I actually scale it, it'll just blur the image down to a smaller resolution, which I don't want. I want the resolution to be big, like this. So, here. Now, what I don't know is, can I edit this reference image? I don't know what I'm doing in this program, really. So, let's see here. Okay. So I can rotate it. And do I want to rotate it? Is there any way to okay, yeah. Middle click, I can translate the image. Okay, it looks like I did a pretty good job when I took this photo of lining the slide up so that it's perfectly level. This is a picture of my P32, by the way, on my desk. We've heard the Delta Point Micro was around for years longer than it should have been. Yeah, so we've got our pistol here. So I don't have to rotate it because it's already level. What I do need to do, though, is crop it. No. There we go. Okay. How do I crop? How do I would love to move my selection over by a single pixel. I don't see that as an option. I'm sure it is an option. Oh, wait a minute. It's because... Okay, hold on. It's because the pixel border and the pixel border of my drawing is where the selection lines want to line up. Yeah. But I want to select based on the pixel lines of my reference image. So that's not working. So what I think I'm going to have to do is remove the reference image. We're going to take this guy, drag it in here as the actual image, and we're going to have to do our manipulations in here. Yes. So, I need to crop this image. How do I do that? If I do this, I can't edit the selection. In GIMP, you'd be able to drag the edges of the selection around, which is super useful. Don't know how to do that on this program. Yeah, maybe I should have just looked at tutorials instead of trying to wing it all on stream. I don't know. I Confirmed not being able to have different resolution layers until export in GIMP is a major pain. Yep. So, there is another option. I could just boot up GIMP and do all the stuff that I don't know how to do in PixiEditor in GIMP, but I kind of want to learn how to do it all just in the one program. That would be the most convenient. Here, let me just look it up. PixiEditor adjust selection box. B. Aha! No, 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 gross, ew, not what I want. Now there's video tutorials. I don't want to watch those. Out image. Okay, that lets me add stuff. Not exactly what I want. How do you crop? And okay, there's no crop button. You just have to delete everything outside your selection, which I think is a bit silly. But Oh. Invert selection. Yep, that's how you have to do it. Not a fan of that, but oh well. But again, my problem is that my selection needs to be, you know, right on there. And I guess I can just do that. Oh, whoops. Fuck it. Hold shift. Line up. Right. There we go. I have the muzzle included. That's adding though. How do I subtract the selection? There is another software that I've seen recommended for pixel art called Asprite. But that's $20. And I'd rather not spend $20. Hold Alt to subtract. Nope. It lied. Fuck you, AI overview. Ah. Okay. Yeah, this drop-down menu is probably what I should have been using the whole time. Okay. We have our selection set at our length. I'm just going to copy and paste because that's easier. And then we're going to delete that. And we are left with just this. Our beautiful image that we need to use. Guide rod is not shown protruding in that picture. It protrudes further than the barrel on my examples. What does yours do? So it does protrude on mine. It's just that I can't get an orthographic view with my camera. So I am, one of the challenges with the ship bucket and stuff is that you have to, you're trying to get an orthographic view, but your reference images usually are not orthographic. At least outside of the shipbuilding world. People who are actually drawing boats tend to have an easier time finding reference images that are like, blueprints and stuff in orthographic view. So I just use multiple reference images and in the case of this gun, I own one, so I can physically look at it and decide this needs to stick out a bit. On mine, it's pretty flush with how far out the barrel sticks, so that's how I drew it. But yeah. Did not know that was your picture. Yeah, so this is my gun bucket scale image, and we're going to be drawing it in pistol bucket scale. So we're going to make it a smaller drawing. And I figured I'd start small, since I'm just learning how to use this software and I don't quite know what I'm doing. But okay, we have this. Now I need to crop canvas to... Yep, that's how we do it. Okay, so now we take this and I'm gonna have to export it, which means leaving an ugly export image in my thing, but it's fine. I can clean up my my files later and just get rid of that. Okay, so we have that. Now, add reference image, and I can find... We have our reference image. Yay! So we can get rid of that. Do you want to save changes? No, fuck off. Alrighty. So now we have this, and it's behind this. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Match that over that line. Cut out a little hole there. Okay. So now we have our reference image. We need to scale it down to be the correct size. Okay. Yep. So how do I'm hitting Control Z. It's not doing anything. Why? Hello? Excuse me? Okay, I have to hit enter to confirm it, and then I can undo it. Alright. Whatever. Okay, so now we need to do math and figure out how big is the Keltec P32. So, Keltec P32. Per Keltec's official measurements, how big is this pistol? Overall length, 129 millimeters. Okay. We're going to take 129 millimeters, and we're going to convert that into meters, and then multiply by 500 to get how many pixels it needs to be long. Yeah. So, 129 millimeters to meters is 0.129 meters. Which somehow feels wrong. But I don't know. For some reason, my brain tells me 0.129 is meters is bigger than P32, but I guess not. I don't know. Mathematically, that checks out, so that's what we're doing. Yep. And now multiply that by 500. That gives me 64.5. So we're going to round that up to 65 pixels long. Alright, reference image. We're going to get scaled. Now does this... Okay, if I hold shift, it does that. Alright, so 65. I mean, I guess I could scale it to 64 and a half. Which would be the true correct size, but I mean, we're gonna have to extrapolate some stuff regardless. But, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Yeah. 5.5. There we go. We have scaled our reference image. Let's move its as. Yep. And oh boy. Realizing how incredibly tiny this drawing is going to be, but we push ahead, line up that back pixel, it kind of sucks that the grabbing point is only in this bottom corner. Can I drag it here? Okay, I can't actually. Never mind, doesn't suck. Okay, I do wish I could change the transparency on it so I could see the bottom more easily. I could know that I'm lining it up exactly right there. I guess I could have done that before I cropped the image. I could have cropped the image at the bottom myself to get that lined up properly, but I didn't. 'Cause I'm a fool. That's fine. Right there. That's it. Okay. Alright. So now we have our reference image in place. We can start drawing over it. How do I make the reference more transparent? PixiEditor. Reference image opacity. Try to get this layer. Yeah, where is it? That's. Yeah. I love AI overview. Yes. Yes, to adjust the opacity of a reference image in PixiEditor, please follow these instructions taken from a subreddit discussing a completely different image editing software. Yeah, very useful. Fuck off. Yeah, that is kind of a thing about PixiEditor, is that there's not a lot of documentation about it on the internet compared to other options that are out there. Outside of like the official video tutorials made by PixiEditor themselves, which I'm sure are probably helpful if I were to ever actually watch them, which I will at some point maybe. But right now, I can't find any textual information that answers my question. So we're gonna have to just go without it. Which means we only get one opacity setting. And it's... Because what I would like to do is have white. And I would also like to have my reference image be in between my layers. Because I would like to have, my background layer, the reference image layer, transparent, and then my art layer on top of that, with no transparency on the art. That's how I would like to draw it. But I don't think that's possible. I don't think you can do that. Unless it gives me the option if I add another layer on here. So let's try that. If I add a second layer. Add layer. Yep. Can I move the... Let's see. Is it possible to have the reference in between layers? No, it's not. Damn. Very unfortunate. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and fill that in. And I guess we're just gonna do this. Okay. We have our pistol. Begin drawing. I guess I'll start where the lines are most well defined and visible, because that's easiest. Oh, helps if I have my color set correctly. So I can hold shift and it'll automatically draw lines. I don't think I'm going to use that right now, though. Part of the art of, doing anything in pixel art is the amount of abstraction that you have to do. Because obviously the edge of our drawing of the slide is in between these pixels here. We can't draw it there, so I have to choose which direction I offset my pixels towards. We're also going to make the front sight monstrously huge. We're not able to integrate this dip in the barrel there. Now, there's a level of detail that we're going to miss out on from drawing such a tiny pistol at such a tiny scale. Who would have thought? Okay, for this, I am going to just do that. Just hold down shift and let it auto-place. Although, I don't quite like where it put that pixel there, so we're going to get rid of that. Which one of these is the eraser button? This one. Yeah. I think that's a better placement of those. Okay. Pen. Yeah, again, right here, I would like to be able to change my opacity. Okay, I guess we'll just do that to get, if I was smart, I would have, put a piece of paper behind the gun when I took this photo. But it's fine. I mean, I could also just take another picture, but eh. There we go. And there is the outline of our pistol. Okay. If it helps you decide, the 129mm is including the barrel guide rod stick out. Yeah. Yeah, so currently I have this drawn at 64 pixels long. And we're going to have that half pixel. And get our barrel sticking out with right there. And then because I can't see the guide rod here, I'm going to use a pro technique called grabbing my actual pistol. Give me a second. I probably should have grabbed this before the stream started. Well, Okay, pistol grabbed. Alright, so now, using my in-hand reference, I can see that the correct position for the guide rod is right there, and a singular pixel sticking out is going to be the best representation we get. Set it down. Back to work. Okay. Now, something else I should probably have on here is my high visibility reference colors. So we're gonna grab this, and we're just gonna grab you. Oh, right. I don't have to hit on GIMP. Whenever you paste something in, you have to hit make new layer, and I keep forgetting that I don't have to do that in PixiEditor, which is actually great. That's annoying that I have to do that on GIMP, because like, what else would I be pasting something in as? So yeah, that is nice. We're gonna scale this down to be a more manageable thing. There we go. There we go. Now we have our nice high visibility colors. I should probably name this. This is the gun itself. Yep. Gun. Alright. So now we eyedrop this guy. We're going to color our sights in this different color. We're going to do the same with the barrel and the guide rod. And that's just a thing with the ship bucket. With the art style is you want to avoid having double black lines whenever you can. Your black lines should be a single pixel thick, and anything more or less you want to get rid of. So if you have stuff so if you have situations like this where you have something that needs to be denoted as two separate things that are only like a single pixel, you know, it's like something right up against it, which the typical way to do that is to just take whatever color you are using for the thing that needs to be represented by a single pixel. You take the darkest shade of that color and you use that for it. So that's how that goes. Go ahead and this here. Now, something that I don't think I'm going to be able to represent is this gap right here. So there's a little gap behind there's this gap here between the slide and the barrel. That is your visual loaded chamber indicator. So when you have a cartridge loaded in the chamber, you can see the rim through this opening. And I was able to incorporate that into the gun bucket scale version. You know, you can see here with it loaded and unloaded. But at this scale, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that and maintain the rules of the art style. Man, I might be able to. Actually, hold on. No, I was saying that, but if I do it like this, then I can leave that as a little gap there. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Slide and frame. We're not going to be able to show the space between the slide and frame, which is honestly exaggerated on my gun bucket scale drawing. Like, that gap is not that big in person, but I wanted to represent it, so you exaggerate things a little bit. Here, though, it's definitely way too small, so we're going to just ignore it. that in. Now here we have another conundrum where this whole thing isn't visible like that. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna do this. Yeah. I'm gonna just move the line down on there. Do I do it for the do I do that? And then just like so. Yeah, I think we do that. I should keep the dark red on my secondary color slot. Draw in this angle here. And there. Alright. Now our slide serrations. Get those in. Like so. And maybe more like that. And then so I'm gonna go ahead and already start doing a little bit of the shading. And like so. Let's grab, and we might as well start shading and stuff. There are hotkeys for these. O is to grab. B is for pen. Okay. So O, base color, B, draw. Yeah. Yeah, so gun bucket and pistol bucket traditionally use 4 shades per color. So you have the base shade, which is the second one. You have your light shade on the left, your dark shade on the right, and then you have your extra dark shade on the far right there. Obviously, the order and your like color swatch doesn't really matter, but you know, in terms of like what each color is, you know what I'm talking. You know what I mean. Yeah. B. Just gonna start coloring in our slide, and we use very bright, very high contrast colors to start with, just to get the shaping, just to get the shading right, and then later we can go back in with, you know, more reasonable colors. And you know what? Yeah, we're not going to use the dark light here. We're going to use a light shade to denote that these are angled surfaces rather than 90-degree edges. We want it to be clear that it's a very tiny upward slope. We're going to use a light shade to indicate the light shining down on it. This is a very slight forward slope. So we're going to use a light shade to indicate the light shining in from the front. You assume that the light is at a 45-degree angle coming from the upper right in these drawings. How you're meant to do things. Okay, let's draw the inside of our trigger, shall we? E is to erase. E is to draw. Little adjustments here and there. So we get the shapes that we want. Is that at an angle or is that flat? Let me look at my gun. That's flat. Okay, so I should not be drawing this at an angle here. So let's get this at maximum opacity and have a look here. What am I seeing versus what am I supposed to be drawing? Back to gun. There. Okay, yes, the edge is like in between these pixels. I'm gonna draw it there at that height, I think. Yeah. Okay. Wrong button. B. B is draw. Mm-hmm. There we go. Now, the trigger gets really thin at the tip here. So we're gonna have to be a little careful with it. Cute. Then we get right down to the bottom here. Do we do it like that or like that? I think like that is a more accurate what we're wanting for. It does mean we get a little bit of double black lining here, but a tiny bit's excusable. It's fine. Let's see. We have this pin here, which we are going to represent by doing this. And also, I can always go back to here and see how I shaded stuff previously to get an idea of how best to shade stuff on the new drawing. This area is like the most complicated geometry on the whole thing. So I'm going to come back to that. We're going to leave that for later. Up here. And because this whole thing, our extract here, is at an angle, it slants inward, we're going to use a light color to do all of this. And then this little bit right here, we're going to use a light color right there, where, because the top of the slide is curved up like that as well, but this bit is flat. So we're going to use our orange to denote that bit. And up at the front, we're going to use orange here. And even though the curvature at the top of the slide is really underneath this line, we're gonna fudge that curvature down to this line just so we can show it. Oh, that's the wrong button. like so. Mm-hmm. We're gonna show off the front as a bit of a... It's rounded at the front as well, so we want to show that. Mm-hmm. We're just going to draw this in like so. Okay. Now, as for what color we're going to put in here, probably best to do this guy. I forget, what color did I use on this? Yeah, I used that same color, yeah. Which I'm going to just be ripping the colors I used on this when we actually go to color it in properly. So, our darkest shade of the slide color. Put that into the chamber indicator. Don't get that pin. Alright, now for the polymer, we're going to use a different color. So we're going to use this green for the polymer. So let's grab our base shade. Fill in these pins. Those are basically flat color. I'm gonna put the same on here, except when we get to bottom here, because we need to include the shadow from the frame. So for that, we're gonna grab our darker color. Like so. Okay. This. Man, not having to go back and forth with the scaling of the reference image is making this so much faster. Even with me not being, like, fumbling over my selection of colors and everything, this is much easier. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to stick with this program in the future, methinks. Yeah, we're just gonna draw it like that. We can't really show the angle that the button is at this scale, I don't think. Not well, at least. So I'm just gonna do that. Actually, I should have this guy be polymer colored now. That way I can switch between it. Is there no swap colors hotkey? There probably is. It's not listed there, unless there isn't, which would be amazing to me. Okay. So we have the mag release. I wonder if they ever did a run of navy blue P32, made a small number of batch of other models in that color. I feel like I vaguely recall that, but I'm not sure if that's because as a kid I envisioned what my ideal carry gun would have. Like, as a kid, as like a thought exercise, I imagined what would my ideal concealed carry handgun be, and it basically was just a Keltec P32, but with a Heal magazine release. Because I was a nerd and I thought that would be, I had no real world practical experience, and my thought process was, well, you don't need to reload that much in a concealed carry situation, so you might as well put the magazine release in the most out of the way place possible. Holding a P32 in my hands now, the magazine release is perfectly reachable and goes right where I want it to be usable. It's not something that I could accidentally push though. Like, it's under my thumb when I'm holding it, but it's something that definitely requires a deliberate force. And as a child who had not had the experience to actually use a handgun before, I didn't know that, you know, pushing your magazine release accidentally was not really that big of a concern, unless you have like a super easy to press magazine release. So yeah, so basically what I'm saying is that my ideal concealed carry handgun is just the P32. But anyways, at the time I envisioned that a navy blue frame would be ideal because it would blend in with jeans. That was my thought process. So I don't know if they actually made that, or if it's just my brain conflating those thoughts. But it's more likely the latter, if I had to be guessing. Seeing Gen 2 sub 2000 P11, I think PF9 in that color. It wouldn't surprise me. P32 is a pretty staple Keltec firearm, I'd say. Yeah, definitely not going to have a readable Keltec, readable quotations, like I had on there, so we're not going to bother with that, I don't think. And I could try, but it's not going to work this well. Yeah, no, I'd basically just be... Yeah, no, it's... Yeah, nah. Let's try. Let's see. That. Yeah, Keltec. Maybe we could get rid of this bit here, the opening of the K, huh? That's legible. For the checker pattern, I think we're just gonna do alternating, like true checker instead of the trying to indicate the verticality in the checkering. Yeah, so we're gonna use our lightest color and our second to darkest in alternating fashion to illustrate that. But first, let's go ahead and fill in these bits. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get the bits that are flat. Oh. No, that's curved there, so let's just... I don't think we're going to do any of it on that end. Yeah. We are going to go ahead and... I should put the flush magazine in my physical gun I have in front of me, instead of having my extended faceplate on there. So I can get a better reference of the gun as I'm trying to draw it, which is in its stock configuration. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab our black, go right across there, and then we're going to go for our green. Make sure it's the right shade. Doot. And do, 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 do. Uh-huh. And then grab our darkest shade. And fill that in there. To indicate that it is separate. But we can't really show it. Actually, should I do 2 pixels for this? Have the line for the bottom of the grip be 1 higher, actually. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we're gonna draw it like this. Boom, boom. And then have this. Fill up that. It's the Keltec navy blue Cerakote color. Does seem like something they do, yes. Okay, let's grab our light. Try to get the indentation that's around things. Try to get the curves on these, you know. Darn. Grab the light. We're not gonna bother trying to draw the, you know, the vertical lines on the front and back strap because that's just way too tiny. Wouldn't work in our scale, so. Hi, I am full of Costco food. Nice. An excellent source of foods to be full of. Let's see. Yeah, I just did all of that. Right, we're gonna outline this. Dark. And we have a pin here, which is the same size as these other pins. I would like to have it be drawn in the same style as those pins, but it doesn't quite line up. See, instead of being centered around a single pixel, like these ones kind of are, this one's centered around right in between 4 pixels. So I'm gonna have to choose which direction we're gonna fudge this in the direction of. I think I'm gonna go with right there. That's how we're gonna fudge it. Alright. guess we just do the checkering itself. So let's grab one of these. And let's just start going ham. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good luck. Why are you... I'm drawing a straight diagonal line. Why are you curving like that? Weird. Alright, I think I have to just be very careful to click in the exact middle of these pixels, and it won't veer off course. Keltec looks normal. Did they run out of cocaine before designing that one? I think George really cooked on the practical department when he designed the P32. I honestly think that the P32 is the pinnacle of concealed carry handguns. I don't think anyone's done anything substantially better than it. Like, obviously, a 9mm micro compact that has 12 rounds in its magazine is, you know, like, better as a fighting weapon than, you know, a little 7-shot 32 ACP pocket pistol. But I think that a little 32 ACP pocket pistol is better still for a normal concealed carry application. For the average person, for someone who does not go to the range and practice shooting super frequently, someone who's not a gun nut, a P32 is significantly more practical because it's just easy to shoot. Because of that, you know, that 32 ACP makes it nice and easy to shoot. It's very lightweight while being easy to shoot. You know, a 9mm, the same weight as a P32, first of all, it doesn't exist. And second of all, if it did exist, it would be such a pain to shoot compared to the P32. You know, the 32 ACP is a very mild cartridge, but it still packs enough of a punch that, you know, you can take care of a bad guy if you need to. You know, with certain loads, the 32 ACP, out of the like 2 or so inch barrel that a P32 has, will meet FBI penetration standards and still offer decent expansion. You have to use the right ammo, but it will do it. From what I have seen, so Fiocchi used to make like the perfect P32 ammo. It was their XTP Extrema, I think was what they called it. You know, it was an XTP projectile, which is made by Hornady. It was loaded hot, and it produced, you know, 12 inches of penetration and had decent expansion. They don't make that anymore, though. So the second best thing that I could still find is also from Fiocchi, their semi-jacketed hollow points, which does have exposed lead, which isn't great for handling, but in terms of penetration, it's loaded hot like the extra stuff was, and it's got decent expansion from what I've seen, from the testing I've seen. So, you know, yeah, you know, I think it's neat. You know, the P32 is smaller and lighter than a micro compact 9mm, and it's more controllable than a micro compact 9mm. And for the average person who isn't a big gun nerd, I think that that's a much better thing to have than 6 extra rounds in the magazine of a more powerful cartridge. Design is from before they could afford cocaine in excess. That dang half-cocked sear, or whatever they call it, is such a pain for assembly. Yeah, I don't know. I've only taken it apart once. I didn't have too much of an issue putting it back together, but I've never fiddled with the fire control unit stuff. I don't know how much of a pain in the ass that is. I imagine it's a very big pain in the ass, though, if you wanted to service those. Their 9mm P32, PF9, was at least at the time, the lightest semi-auto 9mm handgun. Painful recoil was a common complaint. Yeah. It's like, honestly, I think that the current concealed carry market's obsession with 9mm is really limiting the kinds of firearms that we're able to get. I think that there is so much room for potential in 32 ACP pocket pistols that the market isn't capitalizing on because American gun owners are obsessed with the idea that anything weaker than 9mm is unusable. When, you know, for like 50 years, the 32 ACP was the go-to cartridge if you wanted to kill someone who was trying to kill you. You know? So I really think the little 32 should make a comeback, and I would very gladly welcome it. I would love to buy another 32 pocket pistol that is modern and lightweight, has good features, like a double stack P32. That'd be amazing. I'd love that, but no one makes it. Also, the P32 cannot fit a weapon light on it. I would love a little lightweight polymer framed 32 ACP handgun with a weapon light. That's like one of the that is my single biggest complaint with the P32, is that I can't put a light on it. Because a weapon, you know, being able to see what you're shooting is really important, and that would be great compared to me having to carry a separate flashlight and do like the old, you know, flashlight palm of the hand, you know, the backs of your hands pressed against each other stabilizing technique, you know, or use whatever the fuck Keltec's flashlight thingy is. Keltec makes a flashlight that like is kind of meant to go with the P32 and their other pocket and the P3AT, but that flashlight's really weird, and it's not actually attached to the gun. It's just something you hold in a specific way on your hands. It's very silly. I'll probably end up buying one eventually anyways because it's silly. But yeah. 380 is having a resurgence. Bodyguard 2.0 seems very popular, and the LCP Max and PRVAT are there too. Yeah. My problem is just that 380 is still too much, I think. If you want a nice, dainty, lightweight, controllable pistol, 38's still too much, I think. I think that 32 ACP is really where it's at. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if 380 gets enough of a market share, people will start pushing even further into 32 ACP again at some point, but I have my doubts that will happen. Why does it do that? Don't veer off. Go in straight lines, please. I want to draw straight lines. That's what the straight line drawing hotkey is for. Why must you do such silly things? Maybe you're too gay to draw. You know, I didn't consider that. You make an excellent point, though. There we go. That's the grip area done. Now... Okay, so I highlighted these edges with the dark. I don't think I'm gonna do that this time, though. No, actually, I'd have to do that still. Okay. Let's go ahead and make those highlights. There's one. I think we've gone Pretty good here. Now, how did I draw this thing on this one? What colors did I use? I used the dark for the back and the light for the text. Okay. So, by light I mean base coat. So, let's just go ahead and fill in the bits that we can. Interesting that they ended up being... I guess I drew this slightly small on this one, and now I'm drawing it slightly big on this one. But, yeah. Oh, man, you know how many times I had to go back and forth between the reference image and my drawing to get the text, like, to get, like, this spacing on the text on this one? It took so much more than what this took me to draw just now. Using this new program is such a time save. Alright. And there we go. Hey, little pistol. Yeah, I don't think I can really do the slide illustrations, like, with shading. I don't think so. But I think this might be too aggressive. So maybe we should do... Maybe let's do dark instead of super dark illustrations. And this bit, let's do... Let's see. This to do, and wrong thing. No, because that doesn't really. Does that convey the shape? Kinda, not really. No, actually, hold on. I realized I've made a mistake. This should be black there. So, in that case, I think that. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. I think that's good, although I realize this our barrel protrusion should actually be a lighter color, which I realize is actually a mistake on this guy. I used the slide color instead of using the barrel colors, so that's actually a mistake on my old P32 drawing. Whoopsie doodle. Wait a minute. What the? Oh. Yes, what? When did... there's separate... What is this? What? What even is this layer? Where did this come from? When? Huh? Okay, well, there's nothing on it, so get the fuck out of here. And this one... No, I guess merge selected layer with below. Sure. Okay. Weird. Not sure what happened there. Alright. So now I need the colors that I used on this guy. Now, I think it's the exact same colors between the slide and the frame. I don't think I did. I think they're slightly different. These colors. Let me see. 32, 32, 35. Yep, they're slightly different colors. So, yeah. Which makes sense because they are different materials. The colors are pretty close matching. They are different materials, so they should be different colors. So let's just go ahead. Shoot. Hold on. Did I bother drawing the earlier production? So, in my gun bucket scale drawing, I have an example of an early Gen 2 P32 and a late Gen 2 P32, because they're slightly different in the slide geometry. So if you look up here, you can see like there's this big cutout here that goes down to the bottom of the extractor. That got shrunk down to a much smaller cutout that only goes up to like the middle of this screw in the extractor. And the position of this cut on the slide got moved forward, so it actually lines up with the line on the frame. You know, so those are the two like actually clear differences. There's also like a little bit of a difference here on the slide. You can see there's like an extra cut that they added on there. The serrations are cut differently on the later production Gen 2s. The serrations are a bit further back and a bit more vertical in their angle. I don't know. At such a tiny scale, these differences would not be noticeable enough for it to make enough of a difference that I'm not gonna bother. So let's just grab our things. Alright, that's our barrel colored. Now let's grab this. And what? This is the fill tool. Why is it not filling? The whole point of a fill tool is to fill. Oh, there it goes. Why was it not working before? I don't know. Weird. Fill tool is G. Dark. extra dark. Mm-hmm. And we're going to use the polymer color for this guy, actually, not the slide color, because the follower is not the follower. The guide rod is made of polymer, so it should be in our polymer colors, which are very similar but not the same as our slide colors. Mm-hmm. Okay, so grab our lightest slide color. Oh. Oh, that's so easy. Oh, that's so easy. Oh, that's so nice. If I turn off continuous, it just does everything in that color in one fill. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Yippee. Look at that. Lovely. And we need to actually draw a little bit more with this color right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, that's all good. Of course. Right there. Alright. That is our little tiny P32. Look at it. It's so small. The template is not made for something so tiny. Okay. Small pew. Now we need to fill out the rest of this stuff. So let's go ahead, get black our text. Or actually, we need an American flag over here, because this was made in America. So we're gonna go ahead and drag in. This was my first pistol bucket scale drawing. The Winchester lightweight military rifle, which was a prototype from the 1950s. Is this a gun for ants? Yes. Yeah. So. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, did I seriously forget to color in these? I posted this image all over so many... I shared this in various Discords in the art channels, and I forgot to color in part of it. Ah! Ah, damn it! Yuck! Well, let's fix that real quick. Grumble, grumble. If I had known about that fill all with this color tool, that would have been a great way to prevent this problem. Damn. Well, oh well. Let's just let me just export that out. Place that file. Okay, Anyways, what I wanted to grab was this flag. Now, this is the old 48 flag, 48 star flag, because this was the Winchester here was developed before the 50 star flag was adopted, but it's going to be a good starting point. So we're just going to grab this. Correctly. Not that I actually had to grab it exactly perfectly, but whatever. Slot that into place. Go back to template. Get rid of those alignment sticks. Okay. So now I need to draw a full... I need to draw the 50 state flag. So let me grab US flag. Flag of the United States. Just grab it off Wikipedia. Copy that. We're gonna paste. Resize the canvas to fit? No. Okay. Stuff is a bit awkward with this, but it's fine. Okay. How do I clean this up so that it looks good? Well, let's add... Make sure we're on the right layer. Why is it acting weird? Let me draw on this layer, please. Stop that. Let me draw on the fucking layer that I have actually selected, please. Thank you. Why can't I click on this fucking layer? Why can't I? What is wrong with you? What is going on? Why is it doing this? What is this? Stop that. Let go. Is it broken? Is it glitched? I don't know what's going on. Let me draw. Okay, I can draw on this layer. I don't know what the selection is, and why can't I get rid of it. But we're just gonna move it out of the way and ignore it for now. Never mind, I can't ignore it now because now it's What are you doing? Why are you there? Stop that. Okay, I can draw. Finally. Finally. Okay, so we have our two colors. Let's see here. So, do. So basically, I need to do like one layer of these, then I can just copy paste it down, right? I guess copy what I did before. Although spacing might be different, but I think it's fine. No, I don't think this spacing is going to work. Four. 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It could work if we just do an even wide star in the middle here. You know, concessions must be made for the pixel art, so. What now? Let me draw, please. Oh my god. Oh, wait. It is letting me draw. I just have one color. I'm a fool. Ignore me. Okay. So we have that. Now, vertically, does this work? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. does. It's just a little off. We're gonna have to freeze up one maybe here. I think I should have a reference image of the flag. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. I won't bother. But I am gonna move these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, God, it's doing it again. Let me move the layer that I want to move. What is this? Let me move my layer. This fucking bullshit. Select and transform layers. Move. No transforming. I just wanted you to move the layer that exists. What? What the fuck is this? Stop that. No, stop. I don't want you to move that. I want you to move this. Which... Where fucking go? Did it delete it? No. Okay. There it is. Copy and paste. Layer 5. It exists. It's here. Layer 5. I move layer 5. Hey, it works now. Was that so hard? I really don't understand what was happening. Why it wasn't letting me move this layer. But I can do it now. Okay. There we go. Our stars are evenly spaced. So we can start doing the rest of them. Which means we need to basically just go ahead and clear this out. Nice clean plate to start with. Okay. Alright, so now... It's probably a really ugly rendition of the flag. My apologies, but... best I can do at this scale. I know other people have drawn the American flag in about this size for these templates and stuff. And I could just copy and paste their flags, but I don't want to, because that would be stealing unless I gave credit to them. And while I'm not opposed to giving credit to other people, I feel like it'd be a bit weird to just have someone else just, draw, do all the... I was gonna say it would be a bit weird, to do the whole drawing myself and then have the flag be done by someone else. But actually, the flag is bigger than the guns. I don't know. Actually, the flag being bigger than the gun, yeah, maybe that's even more of a justification for why I should be doing this myself. Oy, oy, oy. Do-do-do. Ba-ba. Do-do-do-do. I could probably get this to look a lot better if I fiddled with the exact size of the flag instead of just sticking with this one size that I had predetermined. Because the exact size of the flags, it doesn't matter for the scaling. You can have the flag be a little bigger or a little smaller. Dollar bill is bigger than the gun. It is only right that a flag be way bigger than a gun. Indeed. Flying is done. Yippee! That doesn't look so bad once you zoom out. Yeah. Okay. With that, we need to start our text boxes. Selection of layer below. Oh, okay. Keep that. All right. Yep. So, create text. Size 13. That's not size. Oh, it's 13 point. I was looking at the wrong one. Whoopsie. Size 13. There we go. Arial. Yeah. Fucking thing again where it doesn't actually let me move. Shit. Ah. Why is it? Wait. Is it like that? Hold on. Had my reference layer slightly misaligned. There we go. Is it always like that? Hold on. Opening up this file. No, it was not always like that. At some point, this got fucked up. And my flag got fucked up. I'm hitting undo and nothing is happening. Nothing happened here for that to have happened. Why did that happen? What caused it to get droopy like that? I don't know. But hopefully it doesn't happen again. That would suck. Okay, well. Alright, so for the standard formula, you do the country of origin. United States of America. I know how to spell America. I can spell the country I live in. Silence. Right. Comma. And then the name of the gun, including manufacturer. So, Keltec P32. And it fits just fine. We do need to move this over. Go. Easy enough. Okay. Now. Now we do another one of these. This one goes size 9. And this is going to be my credit. Although that's... weirdly scrunched, so you know what? We're not going to use that. Instead, we're just going to go over here and we're gonna yoink it from this. What the fuck is going on? What the huh? What the fuck? Why is it doing this? Why does it do this bullshit? I just want to move something normally, and then it's like, no, we're gonna do like 50 other processes to this image that you didn't ask to do. Okay. There. Yes, that's what I want. Why is there 2 of them? Why is there 2? I moved it. I didn't duplicate it. What is this? Stop. I don't understand this program sometimes. And by that I mean many times, because I don't get why I did that. I just it's very weird at times. I feel like there are things that should have like keybinds to start for it to do that it's trying to do automatically when I'm not telling it to. Like the move tool, the move and transform tool should not duplicate something. Oh, keep original image. Oh, fucking damn it. All right, no, never mind. It's my fault because I ticked that on. I remember I ticked that on at some point, and I shouldn't have. So that's what's been causing all of my problems this past little bit. I am a fool. Okay. Scale size 11. Hi. Pistol. Right? Or is it, let's use some other lingo. Would it be handgun? I don't know. I need to check. Should this be labeled as a handgun or a pistol? I do not. Does it matter? Probably not. But I'm gonna double check anyways. It doesn't matter. I'm not checking. Alright. Why is the spacing better now? Right, the spacing is better now, because this is actually a great example of what I was talking about earlier with GIMP not being great for text. So you can see how there's a single pixel gap between these letters. And then here, there's a single pixel gap between some of these letters, but there's no gap between others. That is because this top text was written in GIMP, and this bottom text was written not in GIMP. Yeah. Actually, I made this template myself because I couldn't be bothered to sift through the forum pages to find the actual template. So, because it wasn't. I know that there is an actual template, and it does exist, but for some reason I wasn't finding it, searching the forums, so the shipbucket forums, so I don't know. I just made my own. It wasn't too difficult. Yeah. Okay. Just a semi-automatic snap. It's very pedantic, but I need to know what the actual, what I should actually have written in that slot. Oh, you know what? I'm looking on the forums. The original Pistol Bucket one. So, you know, the scale is rigid, obviously. Everything has to be drawn to the same scale for it to count as a Pistol Bucket scale drawing. But, like, what gets listed down here varies a little bit sometimes. So I have type, place of origin, in-service, cartridge, rounds, length, and mass. And what I'm looking at now is the the original template from when like the scale was first created was in service, caliber, rounds, length, mass, wars. So it's a bit different now. I think the one that I pulled this from was a more recent one made by the guy who created the scale. So, I mean, it's still technically correct, I guess. I don't know, but I guess I really shouldn't bother being pedantic. I guess is the takeaway that I should be getting is it's a pistol. I don't need to type anything else fancy. Okay. Shoot. Place of origin. What? You. Nice. Up America. I don't know why the place of origin is listed twice. That's pretty consistent across all of them, having the place of origin up here and down here. So we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna stick with the template. Stick with the style. This is how it's meant to be. In service. I mean, technically correct is the best kind of correct, indeed. Now, this was never in service with anyone, so we're gonna do production run instead. So when was... Oh, actually, I guess I should specify this is the Keltec P32 Gen 2, not the Gen 1. That is an important distinction. So we're gonna head up here. Is 13. Gen 2. We're gonna add that on. Why is it snapping? Stop snapping. How do I stop it from snapping? I hate the snapping. PixiEditor. Stop snapping. View. Toggle snap. Turn that shit off. Get the fuck out of here. I don't like snapping. All my homies hate snapping. Excuse me, the correct place of origin is a Florida beach. Oh, of course. Two, there, and then this. We're gonna move this down. Where the fuck did Slayer go? There. Okay. Make sure that I have the spacing correct. I wish it would tell me how big my selection was. That would be really handy. That's something I really liked about GIMP. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's only going to move that one bit. It's only going to move that one fucking bit. God damn it. Now you just click on a layer and have it stay on that layer instead of defaulting to another layer. Please. I'm losing my mind. I click on a layer. I click... I'm not on the move tool, of course. I click on a thing, and it changes the layer. I click on the thing that I want to actually be working on, and it changes the layer. Stop doing that. No one would ever want you to do that. There. Alright. There we go. Keltec P32 Gen 2. There we go. That's... Yeah, why would you ever want that? Why would you ever want to click on the layer that you're actually working on? Click on a part of the image that the layer you're actually working on is on, and then it switched to a different layer. Who would want that? Back to text. Size 9. No, it's not size 9. Size 11. In service. Alright. Back P32. What year did you enter production? 1999. Make sure that that's clearly labeled. There's no spell check in here. And I do have a habit of misspelling things. Even things that should be fairly obvious and clear. My spelling is terrible, and it always has been. So, do let me know if I mess up any spelling. But I think I've gotten everything so far. I did have to double check production was spelled correctly, because that's the kind of word that I feel like I would misspell. Alright, cartridge. .32 ACP. Ah! What happened? Stop! What the fuck? Go back! Go back! There we go. And if you hold down Alt and scroll, it changes how bold it is. But once you add a little bit of boldness to it, you cannot undo that boldness using the scroll wheel. You have to just hit the undo button, which is weird. You know, again, why is a program like that? I don't know. This program is weird. It's much faster to draw in, but everything else is so... Oh, and the text is better. But everything else is just so weird. I don't understand. And I'm sure it would make way more sense if I actually watched those tutorials, but there's just certain behaviors that I think are just really odd, and I don't get. Alright, rounds. 7. Around the Tashful magazine. Right. Wait a minute. You. Oh. 7. Round. You know. Yeah, I have to remember that when I click back on it, I have to click back on the text tool thingy. That's a thing in GIMP. That's not this being bad. That's something that I should have learned long ago because GIMP does the exact same thing, but it's just not something that I've learned, and I created another thing. That is a problem though. That is when you change back to this, in order for you to actually be typing on it, you have to be on this tool. No, that's not a thing. That's not a problem. That's just me being silly, actually. No. So what happened was I clicked on here. I clicked on the layer, and then you have to click this, and then you can start typing. I clicked on this, and then I clicked back on this, because that's how it works in GIMP. That's my muscle memory conflating with me. But if I do that, it'll create a new text layer instead of editing this one. So that's me fiddling with that incorrectly. Flap around. Eep. Okay, never mind. I click on the tool. I'm on the layer. I click on the tool. And it's not typing. It's instead thinking I want to use these hotkeys to change what I'm doing. So now I do have to click on this. But if I click just a little bit off of it, it will create a new one instead. Okay. I feel like I'm getting mad. I'm getting too mad. I need a breathe. I need to calm. It's not that big. It's just tiny little things. Little things. I'm getting too heated. Now, length. Why did I close the tab that had the P32 info on it? That was good to have. Alright, length is... Overall length, 5.1 inches, or 129 millimeters. 5.1 inches. 29. Yep, am I right? Yep. Then mass. Weight unloaded 6.9 ounces. Nice. $198 grams. Alright, now we just have the development paragraph to write up. Now for that, I have to actually write something. And I don't feel like doing that right now. So we're not gonna. I mean, I'll just be paraphrasing like Wikipedia or whatever in here anyways. Yeah, we're not gonna bother. We're just gonna leave it as is, you know? We're gonna leave that blank for now. We'll come back to it. Yeah. Here's our tiny little Keltec P32 in pistol bucket scale. Yippee. And here it is compared to our gun bucket scale drawing here. Let's get that. Compare them. Thing again, where it's not letting me do shit. Clicking the draw button, it's not letting me draw. Let me draw. Why does this program hate me? There we go. Anyways. So we have our two drawings of the P32. We have our tiny one that we just made, and we have the bigger one that that I made off stream a while back. Yeah. And you can see how they compare. I think I did all right. Yeah. Alrighty. Go ahead. And let's save as. In gun bucket. Bucket. P32. Pixie. Okay. It has saved. And yeah. Alright. I think that's gonna be for today. I know, short stream. I know I kind of took like the last week off from streaming. Yeah. I don't know. I was kind of just not in the streaming mood this past week. I kind of just wanted to chill and relax. And I had a great time doing that. But I do want to get back to streaming now again this week. But I just wanted to do a short stream today. But I will be back on either Wednesday or Thursday with either KSP or The Sims 4. I was originally gonna do Sims 4 today, but then like an hour before I was gonna start stream, I was like, you know what? I want to draw a gun. So yeah, that's how we got where we are today with this stream, and I think it went well. I think it looks very cute. So yeah, with that, let's find someone for us to raid. Last night we tried to raid, and it didn't work because our target ended stream right before I could actually get in there. So we're gonna try that again today. I'm gonna hold on. Let me just check. Okay, he doesn't appear to be ending stream. Okay, we're gonna try it this time. No stream is better than no stream. Mm-hmm. Targets, yes. Yeah. So we're gonna raid Gabe. Because we missed them last night. So have a good one, y'all. I hope you all had a good time. I hope you all have a wonderful night. And I will see you Wednesday or Thursday. Or maybe both. Probably not both. But I don't know. You never know. Probably not both. One or the other. Wednesday or Thursday. But not Tuesday. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye-bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye, waifu. Bye, Peppa. Bye, potato. Bye. Bye. Good night. Bye.